Hello and welcome to Community Report this week. I'm your host, Olu Phillips. Now, in 2014, the estimated demand for rice locally was put at 6.2 million metric tons, and of this number, only 2.6 million were produced locally, while the rest were imported, especially from the Asian countries. Those staggering figures suggest that Nigeria is Africa's biggest importer of rice. This already puts a lot of pressure on our foreign exchange. Local production is still at the teething stage. Just how many of our Nigerian communities are into rice production is the question. On this week's episode, we take a trip to Osun State in Nigeria's southwest region. Particularly, we visited Erin community, which has been a traditional place for rice farming. You will get to see the processes and the challenges they face getting this staple food in meaningful quantity across Nigeria. Erin town in Oriade local government area in Osun State is one of the popular towns in Ijesha land. History says that Erin was an offshoot of Erin Ijesha, founded by Princess Akinla, the eldest daughter of Oduduwa, who is believed to be the father of the Yoruba race. Erin derives its geographical name from the nature of the landscape, partly plain and partly hilly. The bold statement inscribed on this stone tower attests to the richness of Erin as a home of abundance in natural resources. In addition to their natural endowment, the people are also into farming of basic food items like yam, maize, cocoa, plantain, but most significantly, rice. Yes, rice, and in such manner that the potential to feed the state and also contribute to national consumption tonnage required. Erin is one of the towns in Osun State and a traditional place where local rice farming and production for the brand popularly called Ofada can be found. So traditionally, the practice has been handed down from generations to generations of members of this community. Rice farming is so traditional to Erin people that every home in the community are engaged in one scale or the other, at least at a subsistent level. Incidentally too, Erin is not the only rice farming and production community in Osun State. Other communities involved in rice farming are Erin Ijesha, Erimo, Iwaraja, and Ipetumodu in Oriade and Ife North local government area of the state. Noticeably in recent times, the Ofada rice delicacy has become a constant at parties and eateries across the country. Potentially, that speaks to a growing demand locally and with a galvanizing impetus to aggressively pursue production to larger scale by farmers. The number of farmers in this generation of the Erin community is, however, shrinking, and the reasons aren't far to fetch. Nigeria, for instance, is a big importer of rice from Asia, just to mention one of the many reasons why there appears to be a poor appetite at the moment. Quite a handful are still keeping faith with a long community tradition and making sure that you can still savor the Ofada rice delicacy, as it is called in the local parlance. Just to appreciate the process of arriving at the finished product, our crew took a trip to Erin to see firsthand how it all starts from the farm to the bag. There are two types of rice planted in Erin town: the upland rice and the lowland rice.
The upland is the rice that could grow, that could be cultivated where your maize could grow. Whereas the lowland is the swampy rice, the one you cultivate inside a flooded area like this. This is a new innovation. It is not so popular here. But when we detected that the production of this brings more yield and more money, and an average person who want to work because of making money, that's why we have to go into this. If you cultivate an acre of upland rice, what you will get from an acre of lowland rice will double what that you will get from upland rice. That is why people now are investing heavily on this.
Nature's gift to this community is simply unprecedented, allowing them to plant and harvest rice on two different soil topography. The planting season for the upland rice is between April and May and ready for harvest between July and August. On the other hand, the lowland rice, also known as swamp rice, has its planting season between July and August and the harvest period between November and January. Watching them diligently and patiently plant the rice, these farmers and millers of Erin rekindles hope that the rice business can still receive a boost and help the nation, particularly at this time when diversification is heavily canvassed.
History added that some of our grandfathers that traveled to Ogun State during the course of this Osuma law of a thing, itinerant trader that is associated with the Jesha people. They came across rice cultivation in a place they call Ofada. So they brought the rice here. That is why the rice grown here is referred to as Ofada rice. And that should be about 100 years ago or thereabout. Since then, it had been the major occupation of our people. The men, like an average Yoruba community, they are involved in the cultivation, while the processing is left to the women.